So we touched on it last night during the live stream, but unfortunately we didn't actually get to have a proper look at what events we've got coming up this month. So let's go have a look. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as you can see beside me, I have the Assimilation Part 1 calendar. Now, it's not going to be the pretty coloured graphs that we all like to see, because, to be honest, they're a little bit easier to read than reading all this. But unfortunately, I was unable to find a pretty colourful chart, and literally, I went to bed after the live stream, got up, a lot of kids get sorted out, shove them to school, come home, start recording. So not a chance to actually go through this properly and write everything down as I would have intended to do this month. Excuse me. However, we've always done it as where we just read it with this channel, so why not just carry on for one extra month, and then hopefully next month we'll start producing colour charts, and maybe I'll actually just do the recording when the kids are in bed in an evening, 24 hours later. It's not really going to hurt, is it? So, but anyway. So, Commander, a number of formerly abandoned systems have been occupied by Borg spheres they seem content to keep to themselves for now. Well, I've never seen an Armada move out of a system unless it's been blown up. The sudden return of the Borg has the entire galaxy sounding alarms, and it's up to you to investigate. Help will arrive from new and unlikely sources as you delve into the depths of the Borg plans. Take every precaution as you prepare to face this new and unexpected threat. Now, to me, obviously Part 1 kind of lends it it's going to be more than 1 month. But we do also have to look at the way they did things last year when we had Lower Decks Part 1, but yet there was no Part 2 officially. There was Anthology Part 1, again, no Part 2 ever done, but obviously Anthology Part 1 you could make an argument for it was Lower Decks Part 2, although it wasn't officially stated that way. So, but anyway, so you cannot hide, you cannot escape, you will be assimilated. And unfortunately I can't find a voice changeover to make me sound like the Borg, because that would be really funny. But anyway, right, so we've got the normal back pass. There's your milestones for this year. As you can see, milestone 20 ends at 254,000. Anything above that obviously is going to go to the heroic overflow, where you will get a total, if you do your battle pass every single day, you'll get a total of 3 extra hue shards. You'll get your broken deceiving rods, and that's what. Also, do not forget the treasury, because I noticed briefly the treasury wasn't mentioned in this, but obviously we'll go through it and we'll see if it is there. So right, first one there, which is pretty much going to last it's going to last 14 days, is complete the new missions. So basically going into your holodeck and claiming these missions and going out and get them. Do not forget that you do have the Matrix diodes on the free line of the Battle Pass as well. So if you don't have any Matrix diodes in the backstock like I've got, obviously you're going to have to wait for them. But if you've got some backstock, you can start cracking on with the missions. Help queue and complete Unbound missions to score, along with other core and side missions. So that's your missions. Next up is Borg specific events. So we are the Borg. That is a 20-day meta. It is the meta for this month. Basically, complete a load of SMSs to obtain some valuable points. If we just have a quick look at that one. Oh, I got a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, we are Borg. So this is your meta for the month. And obviously, as you can see, I've already started I've already got 200 points on the board so far. And what you're basically going to get is you're going to get these Commander XP, which is obviously what you use to level up your fleet commanders. Obviously, you get more in the refinery and things like that, but we will go into more detail over the next coming days. It's going to be very busy. I will just mention I am currently working on the loop because I don't have access to what the loop is. If anyone's got a chart, please feel free to drop it in my Discord, and I will add it to the game charts section of the Discord. I've already put the systems up in there this morning. And also you're going to get some of these commander skill points, which obviously is going to be used to improve the skills of your officer, really. So now you've got 20 days to do this, and it's going to go up to a maximum of 4,100. And obviously you're going to get the Borg Alcove avatar on completing this. Now, your point metric system, obviously, for this one is going to be 100 points for completing any 24-hour SMS and 200 points for completing any 48-hour SMS. So, that's the first time I've actually seen that kind of point metric system, but it does make a little bit more sense than just... well, actually, the simplest way is actually, 100 points per SMS. But given how high the score is, I'm not surprised. Right, so moving on then. As of today, January the 11th, event change at 5 PM UTC, or in-game time. Taking command of the fleet. The Borg have returned, this time with reinforcements. Engage the Borg on all fronts. Only by working together can we defeat this invasion. Now, you've got multiple scoring metas here. You've got spending your original Borg Armada directives. You've got spending your Megacube directives. And spending your Borg Solo Armada directives. And also you're going to get points as well for beating all said ones. And also there's Borg probes as well. Now, there's also going to be a lot of synergy here focused around the Solo Armadas. If you watch the live at the end of the live stream, well, just before the end of the live stream, you would have noticed that there's a lot of synergy here in regards to Solo Armadas if you want to complete them. Now, taking command of the fleet is obviously level 10 and above. To be perfectly frank, why it starts at a level 10, I do not know, because you don't get access to the Borg space. Well, actually, yes. No, you will need to be about Ops 15 at least just to have a ship that can potentially reach the original Borg systems, just to the left of Federation space. So, I don't know. But anyway, next up is the line must be drawn here. Those of you who watched the live stream, I did throw a quick question in there about who did this. Obviously, it was Jean-Luc Picard who mentioned it in the film First Contact in the Observation Lounge while discussing with Liddy, because basically the senior staff of the Enterprise, well, what crew was actually aboard on the bridge, they considered the Enterprise lost when the Borg boarded her after it travelled back in time. And they considered the Enterprise lost. Picard didn't want to give up. He didn't want to surrender. And obviously he called Worf a coward. Worf said if he was any other man, he'd kill him. And obviously Picard went off into the observation lounge. Beverly told him, let's crack on with the captain's orders. And obviously Lily wasn't too happy with that. She went in, and the first line, if you've got the unedited version, the first line she says to him, "You son of a bitch." And obviously he's not too happy with that. And obviously, yeah, that's what spawns into eventually that line. But anyway, the Borg have returned with reinforcements, blah, blah. We cannot allow the Borg a foothold in our galaxy. Well, technically they already have a foothold already. So, spend Armada directives, Megacube directives, and Solo Armada directives. So again, like I said, this synergies with taking command of the fleet, because if you look at the dates, the events start on the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. So the three 48-hour events. So you got that. And then next up, just right here, is Resistance is not futile. Again, on the exact same days. And this time is defeating Borg solo armadas. Yes. So you will need to save up your armada directives. The 11th, 18th and the 25th are all Wednesdays. So be careful, because obviously they will tie in as well. I think the points might actually just score towards doing your Cerritos as well. Because obviously you can support your ships while you're fighting the Borg armadas. Why you need to. The Mega Cube, yes, I can understand it. The Solo armadas, if you're going high enough, probably. The one you saw me do last night, that was a piece of cake. Obviously, I'm going to be saving the armada directives that I get today for... In fact, I'll do today's and tomorrow's, and I'll do it on the 12th, and then start building up ready for the 18th. So, resistance is not futile. While the spheres are being handled by others, target and defeat Borg armadas and the Mega Cube. So again, another one to synergy with the others. So you're going to have two separate events. This one is for levels 25 to 40. So you're going to go after the Borg armadas and the Mega Cube, while 35 and above will go after the Solo armadas. Like I said, I am working on the loop. I've just seen that somebody's not going to be engaging with the Borg loop, and hence will not be engaging with the fleet commanders. And I think that's a little bit... I mean, it's entirely up to them. You play your game how you want. If you don't want to engage, that's fine. But, yeah, it is there. So those are from levels 10 to 27 without the Vidar. Basically, you're going to have a hostile hunt... 24-hour hostile hunt running, which will obviously give you your points towards your meta as well. Defeat hostile targets to buy time to repel the Borg invasion. So, yeah, it looks like you're just basically going to have to go after the red dots. If you don't have the Vidar, of course. Right, next up, starting on Friday, and then running again, every Friday. Plug the Leaks, 24-hour events, levels 25 and above with a Vidar. Defeat Borg probes. So basically, just go out, do your Borg grinding, and yeah, you'll complete that one. So basically, it could be part of like your daily grinding or all that. I mean, it's like I put the Borg now to the side for grinding, but it looks like for this month, it's going to come back and take a relatively active role during this month. For those for 25 and above as well, starting on Saturday, you're going to have nanoprobe reclamation. Return the inner nanoprobes gathered from the Borg probes to your station. So basically, you're going back out there, you're destroying the probes, but this time you've actually got to return. You'll only score points by returning the nanoprobes to your base. So if you can go out there, fill your Vidar with as many inert nanoprobes as you can, and return. Bearing in mind, watch your transwarp your tokens. Watch your tokens. Remember, you get if you have the Vidar, you get 2 free a day in your refinery. Is it in your gift section? So bear that in mind. Will Scopely provide any extra tokens for this? I don't count on it. Don't count on it. So just plan it around how you're going to do it with them. There is a way out of every box, a solution to every puzzle, and it's just a matter of finding it. And that's what Jean-Luc Picard says. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure what that where that's come from. So I'm actually just going to quickly look at, which means the music stops, because obviously I've come off YouTube. So, right. Nope. Way out of every box, a solution. Here we go. Okay, so the TV episode, the episode it is from Memory Alpha Fandom is called Attached. And it's the episode where Beverly and Picard were captured and implants put in their brains so they could share their thoughts with each other. So it was on, and just to throw in a little bit of Star Trek knowledge, it was on Stardate 47304.2. The Enterprise had arrived at Kasput 3 in order to evaluate an unusual request on part of the CARES for associate membership in the Federation. So there it is. It's episode 159 of 176. And in the overall Star Trek franchise, 293rd of 873. So that's literally taken from memoryalphafandom.com. So shout out to them for that one. So let's get the music back on. There we go. So that's where that's from. It's not an episode I watch because I feel uncomfortable having someone else's thoughts in my head at the same time as they know in mine. It makes things a lot easier, but I find it very uncomfortable. So, but anyway, right. So that's the events with a Vidar 25 plus. Now levels 10 to 27 without a Vidar. Basically, you're going to have a hostile hunt to do, and levels. Yeah, no, that's it. You're just going to have a hostile hunt to do again, which is going to tie in. So prepare for back-to-back hostile hunts for those that 10 to 27. You lucky people, you get to go after the same things every day. Now, I'm going to say tie this in with your dailies, with your faction grinding, with your daily combat goals. So tie it in with that, and then it's not going to seem as much of a chore. So, because obviously that looks like it's just going to be more. Right, Attack Pattern Alpha. Now, this was another one we saw briefly last night, and it was just continuously going on. It's a solo milestone, and it's broken down into the following brackets, and you will have specific systems to go to. These are going to be on the 15th and the 22nd, so the 24-hour events, and you will be required to use specific ships. So, levels 15 to 19, you will go to Cyto Liger, and you will use your Taurus, your baby jellyfish, Anna Franklin, and also score. And what's going to continue for every single bracket of these is bonus points for using below deck officers on your ship. Now, I'm going to hazard a guess. The likes of Tindy, Mariner, Bulmer, they will score. Or Scopley could really be awkward and not have put this on there and just say it's the Borg ones. But given the fact that this is PvP, you never know. So, brackets 20 to 26, you're going to go to Anacondian. And again, you'll get to use your Kira, your Vaclus, your Kamari, the Discovery, and the original Franklin. So, 26 to 35. Defeat opposing Vidars. Yes, so you're going to go and by looks of this, the rest of these are actually Vidar PvPs. You're going to go to Alta to go do Vidar PvP. Brackets 36 to 41. You're going to go to Pasaradun. If I remember correctly, that's one of the... I think that's one of the systems where the Separatists are. I think. 42 to 50. We are... Because I'm a 42, so I'm going to be in that bracket. We're going to go to Panic. And then 50 plus, you're going to go to is it Uma or some yeah, it's there. You can see it. But anyway, I tried. But anyway, so that's going to complete your Borg events. Now we're moving on to Fleet Commander. Your Fleet Commander event. So just beware that these will run these will also run around the Borg event. So bear that in mind. So the first one up is the Fleet Commander Champions server leaderboard, server milestone. Basically, recruiting fleet commanders is going to get you the points. So basically, everyone on your server has to participate in this one and get the fleet commanders. To be honest, you don't probably need every single player on your server, 15 and above, to do this, but it usually does help. It gets it done a bit faster. So, fleet commander upgrade champion solo leaderboard, 15 and above. This one you're going to score by spending Fleet Commander XP and credits. So basically it's upgrading your Fleet Commanders. And as you can see there, that looks like a 96-hour event. So 4 days to get this done. And it's going to be 3 runs of that running through the events, starting on Tuesdays every single time. Next one, another one that's also a 48-hour, a 96-hour one, is a cross-server leaderboard called Skill Champion. And to score in this, obviously you've got to refine uncommon skill points, spend rare points. So remember, it's refining uncommon skill points and spending rare skill points. Now, obviously, if you like to splash the cash, you'll be able to get the rare skill points, not a problem, because obviously you're going to get your fleet commanders quite high by then. So for those who are free to play, the only way you're going to score is your uncommon skill points. I'm sorry to say. So, right, next up, Spock mining. Materials. That's literally what it is. Just basically go out, mine materials. Obviously G5 scores the most, G2 scores the least. Bonus points for having an officer on duty. So just bear that in mind. The next one of it is going to be on the 19th, because obviously that finishes event change today. Next one is Spock domination. Gain power. Well, we know how to gain power. That's research, buildings and defense platforms, as it usually comes up. So bear that in mind. Hostile hunt. Destroy explorers using battleships. This is the one I mentioned in my live stream. I showed you my battle logs. Over 300 kills. And given the number of chests I had, I would easily say I killed over 400. Because I went to Beta Penthe using all 6 ships. It was the quickest and easiest way. But it still took me a good 25 minutes to do. So bear that in mind. Unless you go for the higher systems. I'll have a look at the point system properly next time it comes round. Also, what you got, so they're the Spock ones, and then obviously what you're going to get as well after the Spock ones is, starting on the 12th, is you're going to get Kirk Eclipse hostiles. Scored by damaging the Eclipse hostiles. Stellars, again, must have an on-duty skill unlocked that affects scoring. Next one is... Oh, right, okay, so that's split into 2 segments. I didn't see any split in Sparks. No, they're in. So it looks like Kirk is actually going to be ideal for more the lower levels. And I think this is something that was mentioned, that Rev mentioned in his Twitch stream. Kirk will be more ideal for players below Ops 42. And Spock for those at 42 and above. So I think this is where this is going to come in for the events. So if you are below 42 and you haven't selected your fleet commander yet, Kirk. If you're at 42 and above, Spock, because that's how you're going to get. That's how you're going to get the bonus points, if you actually care about the bonus points. So right, so Kirk then has a hostile hunt of his own. Battleships, destroy battleships using an interceptor. So now, even if you don't have one of these officers, Kirk or Spock, you can still do these events and you'll still score the points that you need to eventually unlock him when you get your command center up to level 40 and get that second slot available. So just bear that in mind. Also, Kirk has a swarm event as well, earning points by defeating the swarm clusters. So again, swarm dailies. It's on the 13th, so that's Friday, isn't it? So basically, Swarm Sunday been moved to a Friday, to put it simply. Then you've got your Locutus one for Ops 35 and above. Now, Locutus is not going to be a grindable officer this month, as far as I'm aware. I think he's going to be more stuck behind a paywall, but you can eventually get him. They'll eventually release him to the free-to-play as well. So his first one is going up against a hostile hunt against Jem'Hadar. So like I said, anybody can still do it. It gives you skill points towards the officer. Get them, build them up, because then when you do finally unlock the officer, in my case, Kirk and Locutus, once I finally get them, I'm going to be able to blast them through to a reasonably high level and probably bring them more in line with Spock, who I've already got. So, but it's down to player preference. Interceptor, hostile hunts as well. So you get your explorers out and go smash up all the interceptors you can find. And then his last one is another hostile hunt, Borg probes. So basically, Vadar go blow up the Borg probes. So those level 33 systems are going to be full. So that completes your fleet commanders aspect of this event, of this structure. Next up is the command center itself. So first of all, you've got a solo leaderboard, which is basically build it and upgrade it. You score by leveling up your command center. I'll be going to level 3 tonight. So that'll be me completed that SMS, which is right there. So you've got that as well, 15 plus. And then obviously upgrade command center, which again scoring by leveling up your command center. And why? Oh, this one's a heroic. Yeah, so I think this is the one that I show. Oh yeah, it's running for the full month, the full arc. This is the one that free-to-play players do not expect to complete this. Do not expect to complete it. It is an heroic event. If you can get so far, brilliant. That's pretty much all you're going to be able to do. You should easily be able to get the first couple of milestones, if not a bit higher. I don't know what the point system's going to be around it, but the events to actually get the points and things like that. It depends how much you can level up. If you can level up pretty good, depending on your drops. I mean, I'm looking at what, 16 a day I think my drop was. I'll find out a bit later on. But that's about it. So, and that's that. So, we've got a number of officer events coming up. We've got cross-server leaderboards. Yay! So, score by spending your materials and normal and solo Armada directives. Now, the one thing they should really put in that description is rare and epic, because uncommons do not count. Uncommons don't count towards it. So, yeah. And then obviously you got the avatar, if you wish to go for the avatar. Gaining power through research, defense platforms, buildings and dry docks. Fat Borg event. His is going to be an SMS. There's going to be 3 24-hour SMSs here. We're destroying Borg probes. Obviously this is Ops 24 and above. And then you've got one for Swarm the following day. Again, 24-hour events. And then the following day after that is going to be mining materials. So by the looks of this, depending on the payouts for the shards for Fat Borg And yes, I'm calling in Fat Borg. So those of you who saying I'm being politically incorrect, drop your comments in the section down below. I don't care. I'm fat. So there you go. That's just me. But yeah, you're going to have mining, ore, gas and crystal. And that's that. So if you are on the oversized size, own it. You're beautiful. You're lovely. You're no different than anybody else. I mean, hell, if a packlid can go hunting the Borg to put a spy in the Borg, what does that say? That is just as thick as two short planks. But then again, he is a packlid. But anyway, so other events then. Level 20 solo leaderboard heavy hitter. Starting on Saturday, is that 16th? No, Sunday. Huh? Hang on. Wednesday the 11th, Thursday the 12th, Friday the 13th. Oh, Friday the 13th. Oh, lovely. Saturday, Sunday. No, Monday. Starting Monday next week. 2 48-hour events every Monday. Critical score by critical damage. We all know that. But take a note. It's to Borg and Actian hostiles only. There's a below deck officer that will help towards that. So, and then obviously, points scored in this event only will count for damage dealt after the mitigation. So remember your 3 levels of damage when whether you shoot an opponent or the opponent shoots you. You've got your mitigation, which is basically everything that just goes off into space and it doesn't count. You've got your shields, and then you've got your hull. So basically it's damage against your shields and your hull. Mitigation is gone. So if you're firing a 1 million shot and 80% of that disappears into space, that's 80% points you're not going to score. So just bear that in mind. Mission Master. I did briefly mention this one. This is the one for your away teams, 48-hour events. And then also as well, you've got the Syndicate Advancement Heroic again. This one I've noticed... irritation, I need to get rid of this. I've noticed that I can only do the first milestone providing I've got my Mantis Refinery, I've got my daily pull, and I've got the favour from the Bajorans. That's the only way I can get the first milestone. I probably get halfway to the second, but that's about it. So, yeah, earning Syndicate points on that one. Next up is the ticketed events. Yes, all Borg focused on this one. So you've got your usual helps, contributions, armadas, spending faction credits, officer intel, and increasing your power. They are the first ones on the 13th, 14th and 15th, and then corresponding the following Saturday. These will all be these will all start on the Friday. So you'll have the first one on the Friday, the next one on the Saturday, the second one on the Sunday. So by the looks of this, they're going to follow the same order every single week. Your mining ones, obviously mining ore, gas and crystal every week. So again, just bear that in. So that's a simple one. And then you got your tactical training, which is hostile hunts, and killing the Eclipse hostiles. So the Eclipse attack one obviously is specifically Eclipse hostiles. The other two pretty much are hostile hunts. You're just going to gain extra points for either doing the Separatist bosses or Separatist elites, swarms, or the Doomsday worms, if you really feel like blowing up a few space worms. Right, additional events. Now, all running times and schedules may change, and additional events may be scheduled after the specific player segments. So let's throw that in there just now. I should have done that one off the bat. Now, this is pretty much what we have got. Is Parabellum on the 19th. Your Cosmic Cleanup is going to be every Saturday as usual. Jellyfish Pursuit is going to kick it all off on the 16th to the 19th. And then after Parabellum, For those of you with the jellyfish, you'll just have to wait a few extra days and then you'll get your jellyfish brawl. Again, as we've noticed, there's only one parabellum and one brawl. Apparently, there was originally 2 parabellum, but that got removed and updated to just the 1. Thank you, Scopley. But again, there's no mention of the treasury. So do expect the treasury. Again, you can probably, depending on when that drops, you can probably work it around a lot of your hostile grinding as well. So that is the calendar for, this month. It looks like it's going to be a busy month, to say the least. That's where I want to be. So go ahead and do it. Oh, I've got 18 minutes yet. So enjoy the events. Also drop it in the comment section down below. Do not forget to join the Discords as well. Share your love with the likes and subscribes as well. And I literally can't think of anything else. So now I'm going to go sit down and work out this this loop after I've rendered this video and got it posted. So have a great day. Enjoy the bog and the command center, because despite my initial impression from DJ's video, it actually doesn't look like it's going to be particularly too bad. And that's me saying it. I'm very hard to impress. So hopefully Scopley won't make a mess. But anyway, it's time for me to run. I've got stuff to do as well as writing. So stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.